Dirty trucking. I'm gonna see if I can make this video real quick so you can understand, so I can show you how they've been stealing the money. Cause this video will get quite long, and I'm finna do this. Pay attention. I'm finna teach you what I see and what they done to my Huntington bank, what they're now doing in this bank. Okay, we're finna give you a quick tutorial on how to catch the stealing. This for law enforcement. If you looking, I want you to pay attention what you need to look for in the transactions and what you won't see in the transactions. I'm going to tell you all that. I'm finna give you a tutorial live. You finna see screenshots of my bank account, and I'm about to explain everything. Now, if you don't understand after this and how to catch them, I suggest you not be a financial theft investigator. You need to find another career. So, here we go. We're finna go to the dates. Now, as I explained before, the process of Hertz rental car, and we're going to start with this current week that we're on. Friday the 8th, I paid for the car. They charged me $291. By Tuesday, that $291 falls off. And I told you the discrepancy was in the previous week. It didn't get put back in my account. So, today, early this morning, I'm at McDonald's. It's about 2:33 in the morning. I pull over. There's an officer getting his food in the drive-thru. I pull over to log into my account. After I got the bank to get me to straighten it out, to help straighten it out so I can get back in the account. So, I see the $290 is back in the account. But I don't know if they put $291 or the $290.45. I don't know, because when it falls off and goes back in the account, the bank doesn't show that you have a credit return to your account. Even though it's a pre-authorization, but it's a pre-authorization that and they didn't put back in the account. But when I look up the definition of the pre-authorization is money once you subtract it out the account. They really supposed to keep that money on hold on their end until they're ready to finalize it, which will be on the weekend. But Hertz don't. They let it fall off and go back over into the account. This is part of their theft. So Tuesday, like I told you, the money was supposed to show up, and it showed up today. It was in the account. It did not show up on the 5th. I paid for the car on the 1st. I told you that I had suspicion of that week prior that they did not put the $290 in my account. So on Saturday, I left $100 only in my account. Sunday, I left $98 in my account. But they don't send it in on the weekend. Monday, when I got up from my break, Monday morning, when I was going into McDonald's again, I had $98 that I had in my account that I was working with. Monday now. $98 I left over in my account. $98 I had over in my account. And from that $98 that I left in my account, about time my day was ended and I was in McDonald's drive-thru, I saw I had $27 left from that day. My purchase came to $7 some change. While I was in drive-thru, I went on ahead and added my earnings over into my account, which took me up to $200 and something. That Monday morning, we're talking about 4:30 a.m. Now, here's the problem. Tuesday, with that money I put over in my account, because I didn't transfer none of it up into the other account, I left that $2 something in my account. I paid $7 of change for McDonald's. Now, at the end of the day, on Monday, whatever was left should have had an addition of $290. Now, I already had $220 something at 4:30. And that's when I told you, when I got back up after my break, my bank was showing that I had $323 in my account. How? I don't know. Because when I transferred that money, that 198 or 189, which we finna see in a minute, it showed I had a total of $200 and something when I logged back on. So, but that's still not the problem. Whatever I had in the account left from Monday, after midnight, sometime after midnight, 290 should have hit my account. It did not. 290 did not hit my account. I waited till Wednesday. I even waited till Thursday, though I know it don't even come in that late. Now, it's Friday, time to pay for the car again. I paid for the car, and because I've been talking about they've been stealing from me in videos yesterday, the 290 shows up in my account. Now, okay, hope you understand the payment process, how it falls off, and when it shows up in the account. Now, if it start any different or any changes, it's because they're watching my videos, and I will make a video to let you know that they made changes. All right, we're finna get into the photos. All right, let me get into my pictures here. Let's go to today. When I got up today, because I couldn't get in my bank account. When I got back into the bank account, thanks to the bank, this is exactly what my account looked like. Today, you see the time. Pay attention, because I don't lie. At 2:47 a.m., this is after the bank assisted me in getting back into my account. My login, I was at negative 287, and this was negative since Sunday, because Sunday I could not get back into my damn account. So the pre-authorization came in Sunday. A pre-authorization from the 1st. That pre-authorization from the 1st came in this Sunday. This Sunday. The pre-authorization. And that's why every time I keep asking them about why this money coming in, they keep talking about it's last week. So that's why they say it's last week. This is last week's pre-authorization from Friday that came in on Sunday. The reason why my account is overdrawn. But it shouldn't have overdrawn my account. Well, I shouldn't have been paying for it out of my account, rather. Because the 290 from it falling off on the 5th should have still been in my account. And then when it came in on the 10th, and I put my earnings in yesterday, to cover the overdraft, it wouldn't have been an overdraft. I hope you understand that. So the pre-authorization, the negative you just looked at is from a pre-authorization from the 1st. On the 5th, they did not put the 291 back in my account. That would have covered this on Sunday. And no, I didn't spend it up. I didn't do shit. Because I actually had $1,000 in my upper account before all this shit happened. I moved some money around because I was doing something else. I actually had $1,000 in my account on the 8th. On the 8th. On the 8th. And if that $1,000 still was in there, they would have stole the money out of that $1,000 because I had transferred it down to here. But they weren't able to get it. So we're in the negative. So now we're into my day. They done got me back in my account. So the next screen you're about to see, pay attention. This is my earnings that I transferred in my account that covered the negative you just saw on the previous page. It left me with $141.50. Now, this is a 2-day earnings. This is from Saturday and Sunday that I put in my account after the bank helped me get back in my account. And because it was in the negative, when I put that $29.44 in the account, it ate up my money. Now, here's the problem. Remember, I put 429 into my account. Now we're finna go back to the calendar. I put 429 into my account Monday. Had that pre-authorization of 290 been in there on the 5th, my account wouldn't been in the negative. And when I put that 429 in there yesterday, it would have been $429 in my motherfucking account. Now, I hope you follow me. So let's go back to the picture so I can show you what else is going on. Now, these are the transactions. I put the 429 in. All of these are correct. Except this right here. The Google Bite Dance for pre-authorization for a service I got. This is a pending transaction that was from the other day. And because it was pending, it moved up until today. That's another thing. These transactions moves around periodically while I'm sitting here. Because after I snapped this screenshot, you would think when I log back into my account, it would show this amount with this amount. It didn't. So I'm finna show you what I'm talking about with the transaction moving around. So pay attention, class. I put this in here, 429.44, and after the negative was cleared, it left me with 141.50. Pay attention, class. Okay. Look. They have rearranged the transactions. This is the 429.44, but this no longer says 141 and what? 50. The $30 was 11 triple ones. The $9.73 was 101. What did it say? Now it says the $30. The bank keeps rearranging the transactions. And they claim when I talk to them that this is because of how the order it came in. It can't be. When I did this transaction, this all I had in my account. I was in the negative. I was in the negative starting Monday at 2 something. Look at the time on this. Look at the fucking time. This is Monday, 2:47 p.m. I'm in the negative. Available balance, negative 287.94. So how in the hell can they tell me when they look at this at the time, this is what I had in my account? And every bank I banked at when I've had this problem would say the same thing. They would look at this transaction. They said, when the 429.44 came in, you had this amount. But I couldn't have had this amount. I'm putting 429 into the bank. I didn't have 431 in the bank already. I was putting that in there. This should still say negative 287. But it don't. It says it here. See, Jersey Mike's. Negative 287. And that's impossible. If I had a negative, see, that's what I'm telling you. Y'all don't catch this shit. Listen and look and pay a goddamn attention. Law enforcement don't even catch this goddamn shit. Look at the transaction. How is it possible to have a negative 287.94 and pay for a Jersey Mike purchase? How? It's impossible. It's impossible. The way this transaction looks, it looks like I was in a negative and still made a purchase. It's impossible. That Jersey Mike purchase was made long before I was in the negative. I was in the negative. That amount came in on a Sunday. These transaction here is from Monday. This is Sunday. I made a Jersey Mike's purchase on Sunday, and I wasn't in no, not Sunday, Saturday. Well, anyway, whenever this purchase was made, I was not in the negative. Put it that way. Put it that way. And it should not, this ledger should not be showing I have a negative 287 and I made a goddamn purchase of $10.80. Because that's where their transaction go. You put a deposit in and this was left. I didn't deposit $10.80 and I didn't make a purchase of $10.80. So how do I have a negative 287 left? I should have screenshotted it a little bit more further down to see what the next transaction was. Hopefully I caught it on the next screen. But I want you to see. But from this point up, these transactions are correct. Except for this one. This was yesterday's. The day before yesterday. And it popped up. If it's still pending, it would go into another date. 429.44 and I had 141.50. Now, if they didn't, it's all in the same day this shit happening. Now, remember the time on here? Oops. This all in the same day. This is at 6:28 p.m. This is at 6:28 p.m. when I snapped this photo. 6:28 p.m. This is at 3:22 a.m. today. Look what it says. 429.44. And they're saying that I had 431.50. How? How's that even possible? How's that even possible? And look. I want you to see. Look. Now this is right. I told you I did the Jersey Mike's. I wasn't in the negative. I wasn't in the negative when I did the Jersey Mike's. I wasn't in the negative. This photo was snapped after the other photo. Look at the time. This is 3:22 a.m. this morning. Today, Tuesday. But at 6:28 on Monday, it says I'm in the negative with the Jersey Mike's. How is this possible? Do you see what I'm talking about? There was no way in the hell I could have been in the negative. But now, you see the problem here. Now, when that pre-authorization came in on Sunday, this should show a negative 287 some goddamn where. Should be right here instead of 431.50. You don't see a negative no goddamn where anymore, do you? Do you? Do you? You don't see a negative anymore. But you see it here, but that ain't where when it was supposed to be in there. And this is when I cleared the negative. When I cleared the negative, this is what I had. 141.50. Do you see what I'm talking about? Now it says 431.50. You see what I'm talking about? And I'm going to go even further. And I'm going to show you how they keep rearranging it. While after I snapped this picture, I took some more. And let me go make sure because I don't want you to see stuff you don't need to be seeing. Okay. When the 290 came in, this is the transaction here. The 290 came in. Now, this is the 11th. This is Monday. Now, this just came into the account. So it should have showed 290 in here falling off into the damn account. But it didn't. It just shows back up in the account. It just shows back up. There's no ledger of it. There's no record of it. It just showed back up in the account. Now, this says transfer to personal checking, like I told you I normally do, to make sure that they give me my $290 back so they won't be stealing from me like they did at Huntington Bank. So, Tuesday, which is today, it showed up in the account. And this is Tuesday's date right here. I transferred $290 into my personal checking. How they were able to steal it last time, I did not transfer any money out of my main account up to the personal checking. And money that I was putting in from my earnings, I let stay there because I knew it was getting time close to pay the rental car. And they used that as an opportunity to steal from me. So I want you to see. I transferred it to my personal checking. I told you, I don't lie. Now, after I did that, that left me with $28. I earned $88 today, Ubering. And minus the fee, they put in $86. And it's $115. That's what I had. Now, look at this transaction. It didn't come off. Like I said, a transaction I made yesterday, if it don't post, it ends up going into the next day. But look at this. Mac Bewick, because it didn't post, they moves it around. So if this the only transaction that moved around, why is they rearranging all this? Look at all this money here. Look at all this they making it look like I had. Now, I'm finna shock your ass now. I'm finna shock you. They keep rearranging the transaction. Let me shock you. Let me shock you. Oh, wait. Let me show you the balance. Hold on. Let me shock you. Okay. This is my balance. This is my balance. But it should have been after I made the McDonald's purchase. This wasn't even on there yet. This wasn't on there. None of this was on there. None of this shit was on there. None of this was on there at all. I had a total of this and this on there. None of this shit up here was on there. McDonald's just got on there. It's how they moving the transaction around. But that ain't even a problem. Long as the $290 came back. I told you they're supposed to fall off the $290 and it goes back in my account. It's usually $290, $291. Now, I'm finna get to something to shock you. Okay, here we go. August 9th. August 9th. I told you on August 8th, I made the pre-authorization. They charged me $291. I've been seeing these transactions coming in as $290.54 or $290.55. Now, I made the pre-authorization payment on the 8th. As you can see, on Saturday, it's still showing on the account. So it fell off Sunday. It had to fall off Sunday. But this is the pre-authorization from August 8th that just showed up in my account on Tuesday for me to put, when that pre-authorization come in this coming Saturday, this is going to pay for it. Now, you see what I'm talking about? Are you seeing? But look at all these transactions. Look at the money they're saying I have. I didn't have that. Now, I'm finna shock your ass. Now, here we go. Look at the $429.40. Look what it says I had. Look what it says I had in my account. Look what it says I had. At the time the $429.44 came in. There has not been one motherfucking time that I logged on my account and saw this amount, this amount, this amount, this amount, this amount, or this amount. This is my earnings right here. These earnings that I made from Uber, 33. This is the money I took out. I told you I had $1,000 in my account, in my upper account. And I transferred it down to my other account because I took it out. Because I was trying to see if I could do something to get this rent. But it didn't work. At no time did I have this amount in my account. And let me tell you something. This is taken at 3:34 a.m. this morning while I was sitting at the table trying to figure out how I'm going to make this video and not get too long with it. So look, I told you how they keep rearranging the transactions. That's why you can't catch the stealing, because if the law enforcement had went into the bank and showed this ledger to the bank, I'm telling you what they're going to say. They're going to say, at the time when this transaction came in, Miss Morgan had $1,703.98 in her account, which I did not. That's why you cannot catch what they're doing. And I've proved it to you. 429.44. I put that in on Monday morning. I told you I had 141.50 left. I didn't have this. Okay, we went from 1,700, now we're 431. 141. This is what I had. There's no time that I logged onto my account and had this money. This totaling in my bank account to where I logged on and saw this in my account. Never. At all. Look at my balance. This balance is as of 3:23 a.m. This is 3:34 a.m. How is that possible? Now, this may have been a total of monies that I put in, but I did not have that total amount at one time when I put that 429 in to cover that overdraft. Now, you've seen it with your own eyes. Now, catch this thief and stop them from stealing from me. It's either somebody at Hertz Rental Car with my debit card, or somebody that works for them, or somebody that's doing some bullshit, using some ransomware, or it could be one more business, the card service provider, the one that handles these transactions is the card service provider. Your debit card has a card service provider. So when you make a transaction with that card service provider is the one that keeps record of it. If you have a reversal of a transaction, that card service provider does that as well. It goes back, especially if you use a debit card. The card service provider is another place that needs to be looked into to find out who's stealing the goddamn money. But all I know is every time I took a debit card to Hertz Rental Car location and gave them my new card, this shit started. And one more thing to end this video, to catch them. That's why I changed from Huntington Bank. While I'm in this new bank, that Hertz has this new bank card, Huntington Bank said my account was overdrawn $200 and something. But I remember distinctly when I left that bank, I left enough money in there to cover that pre-authorization that was going to come in. They said I was in the negative. Then while I'm at this new bank, another transaction came in at Huntington Bank and left it overdrawn $500 and something goddamn dollars. While I'm at this bank with the new debit card, Hertz don't have the old debit card anymore. It's closed, gone, and tore up. So, can you explain this, law enforcement? You the ones with the degrees. They stealing my fucking money. That's why I'm at eviction. I got a fucking eviction notice. I'm finna get evicted on the goddamn 26th because I don't have the goddamn money. I'm not joking. What the fuck this say? The fuck this say? What it say? And I wrote down the court date. I gotta be there, room 433 on the 26th, 8:30 a.m. That's what they told me. That's what they told me. You think this is a joke? This ain't no goddamn joke. This ain't no joke. They sent in a goddamn summons of somebody else's rental amount to expedite my goddamn. They're doing too much. And you doing it too fucking fast. All this shit going fast than a motherfucker. You got the court date fast. You stealing my money fast. They've been stealing my money as far as back as when I was at Warren Truck Plant. But now they're stealing it through Hertz rental car. Now, I have showed you and I have told you, you study it. Now you know what to look for. The bank does not keep a record of when that money falls off. They used to years ago. They used to, because I remember I had Chase Bank back in the day. And I used to see extra money in my account or credit. And they explained to me that's because a merchant didn't finalize a transaction and it fell off and it went back into your account and we showed it as a credit. So the bank, in fact, did used to do that. But when I talk to bank personnel now, they are gaslighting people. They tried to gaslight me. Every bank I have spoken to about that has said to me these exact words. We have never done that. You a motherfucking never lie. The bank personnel is gaslighting. Everybody's gaslighting. And they stealing from me. I'm about to get evicted. I ain't got $2,000. The last month rent was $2,057. It don't take this long for me to get $2,057. It shouldn't have took to the end of the month to where I end up with a court date to get $2,057. Hertz and Uber all working in conjunction and did this shit to me. They decreased my earnings just like today. Even though I got started extremely late. Because now I'm pissed. Because after I put that money in there, and I seen them steal my fucking $290, I wasn't supposed to be paying them. Because they kept the $290 that should have fell off back in the account on the 5th. So not only did they keep that money, you got me to pay you another $290. So not only did I pay $290 on the 8th, I paid $290 on, it was overdrawn on the 11th. So I paid $290. Wait a minute. I paid the $290 on the 8th. You didn't let it fall off in the account. You kept the $290. Then you sent in a pre-authorization on Sunday for $290. That's another $290 you got out of my savings because the $290 didn't fall off and go back over to the account. And I believe they have been doing that in July and I just didn't catch them. That's why I didn't have no money. Now, I showed you what to look for. And trust me, they will go as far as to adding transactions into the account because we all know from previous videos that I made going to Detroit police when they stole that $580. I mentioned that there was something on the account that was never there and something was removed from the account and replaced with something else. That was in Huntington Bank. So they will go that far. But this is the best example that I can show you that they no longer show that you got credited some money back. So you can know and not be shocked if they take a $290 out your account. At least you could have seen it was credited back. Oh, they didn't get it. Okay, well, let me leave that there because, they still got to get that. But they don't. The banks and what they've done with their policy and changing shit has helped aid into this theft of money. They are part of the problem. So, I've told you, I've showed you. Study well. This Dirty Trucking out.